back to our channel, Star Revelations. Cool thing, I can bring it up quick, but yeah, it was when I woke up in the morning, it just kind of like came to me, and
another thing that starts happening once you take your own bull by the horns.
Exactly. So it's called televise. So like televise, but televise. So telling lies, fantasize, wrap it up in a disguise. I'll make you mine. Televise. They decide what I put in my mind? I'm not buying. So they cry like the child inside. I'll provide peace of mind to thrive.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just kind of cool.
And so can you give us your insights on that, what you got out of that poem?
Yeah,
your understandings of it?
Took me a bit to really understand too what it was saying, but basically you're providing peace of mind to your own inner child, which seems to be something really important, like this inner child work. I am definitely excited to learn more about that. That's not something that I have a lot of knowledge on yet, but I think maybe that's why it came up in the poem, just to like kind of bring that up for me so we can start to learn more about inner child work and stuff like that. But it was like about the elitists almost too, like crying because we're going like, hey, we're not buying this anymore. We're ready to give peace of mind to ourselves and go from there. And yeah, too bad, cry about it, I guess. Hey,
we're taking our own bull by the horns, exactly. And now we're reprogramming out of the matrix back to our divine blueprint.
Yes. Totally.
And then we're going to be here manifesting like the gods and goddesses, the kings and queens in the makings that we were always meant to be. Instead of continuing to live this lie, this life of this matrix lie that we've
living
been.
For others, living for them, giving all that, like almost living as slaves unknowingly is a really good way to look at it.
So many of the teachings are, that have expanded into that. Like, honestly, before, this all started about 2 years ago now, that they really started bringing forward from within the materials here about the elitists and how since, for eons of time, since the beginning of time, how, all of these things were taken away from us unknowingly, by all of us. And so we've been living in this like matrix. And so now we have so many different, like you were talking about, reprogramming materials to reprogram us back to our original state so that we can be here then as these, true master manifestor magicians that we really are, instead of continuing to believe that we're like less than or not good enough, things like that are just like the divine calls it nonsense, just complete nonsense.
Yeah, there's no more room for that anymore.
No. There's no more need for it. No more need for it. We want to come forward as who we really and truly are here, our true authentic selves, and then to be here manifesting as that. Because
it made me think of expansion, like how, if there's like a box and you're expanding to the point where there's no room for any of those things anymore to grow. Right. Like you're expanded into where you've taken up all that room in a good way, and it's like, well, bye, like I'm expanding you out of here.
Burst out of that, eh?
Yeah.
Burst out of that box.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally. I'm getting a vision in my mind of this. I've seen it before in one of the images that I have, and it's about this girl that's like bursting out of this. I don't know what she's bursting out of, but she's like bursting out into the atmosphere, kind of thing. Yeah. And that's what it reminded me of when you were saying that.
That's the expansion part, for sure.
That's the expansion part, exactly. So take it all on. That's the expansion ascension process, and you never know. Like they say, you have no ideas here yet, just what you can expand yourselves up and on into, like, individually and also collectively as a whole here, to bring forward this new and improved, better world for all of us to live and to thrive within, they say, to thrive within. So, yeah, really cool stuff coming forward. The third card, they actually gave me a channeling on to read in the video here. So the third card was, when we desire to have more, that is our way or ways of telling the universe, yes, please.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Okay. And so they said, and so swelling up with all of the desires of the universe is simply just to tell and or to show yourselves here that you are the ones accessing your own true self souls in all that you each can be there. Because now you are all being shown in just how to be and do all of this and more. Because now the each and or the all of you, number one, do know and just how to. Number two, will be shown on into even more if and when you each do go within for it all. And number 3, we'll be here accessing yourselves on into more by ways of what you do want here, instead of continually being here, accessing and manifesting all that which you do no longer desire for. Okay? Perfect. Amen. So, a lot of that stuff we've already been talking about, but they always like to bring it forward in a different way. But they all mean the same thing, that, you know, to take this all on, expand and ascend from within who you really and truly are. So to go within for your own answers. Like, these are tools and avenues for you to take to, like, ride upon. But everything, of course, always comes to be from within you. So each of us individually needs to go within and start asking the questions, the who's, what's, where's, when's, and the whys kind of thing. So, okay, where do we go from there? Anything more on that, Shania? Have you got anything?
Not too much. I guess that's just something you're going to hear us talk about a lot, right? Is it's all coming from within. Like, we're going to say that a million times. I would say maybe even more. Like, it's just, It's all coming from within you. And that's the wonderful thing, I guess, too, is like we've said before, you're your most important tool. You're the only thing you need to, I'm going to do the thing. Take you.
Take you both there. I tell you, that is the image they gave me on the videos, you know, once upon a time, and that was it. The guy was on his horse and he was lassoing, so that is it. And we would love to hear your take on, you know, what you're receiving from within the materials, you know, your expansion ascension process, what you've received for information, for guidance, what you've received in, you know, clear knowings, clairaudience, clairvoyance, you know, your other senses, you know, what you're receiving from within this all. We would love to hear from you as well. So
yes,
we love everyone's take on all of this stuff.
Absolutely. Anytime. Feel free to leave us a comment below, and yeah, we'll get back to you. We're excited to have some discussions in the comments if we can too. And it's so interesting to get different perspectives. That's why we're here. Like, that's why we're so excited to talk about it and get those other perspectives from you. So yeah, please do.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's all about us, you know, being and doing this together as a whole. And so, you know, if we can help each other along, Shania and I have noticed even more since Shania's really begun to take these materials on her own expansion ascension process, that, you know, we are expanding even at a faster rate together.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so much more that we can expand into as we're sharing these ideas and these knowings and these deeper understandings and perspectives that are coming, you know, for each of us. We can then expand into that together as well. So, you know, the more the merrier.
Oh, absolutely. You know? That brings kind of into something that we had discussed earlier too, about like the power of the spoken word again, and how like even through prayer, right? If you have multiple people praying, then that's so much more powerful. And looking back in time at like the witches and stuff from so far back in time too, like they would you know, cast spells together. They would like hold hands in a circle and have those where they would say things together. And so we're realizing too, like
what do they call them? Incantations or something?
Maybe something like that. Yeah, I'd have to look it up. But yeah, totally. Like, and so it was just so powerful to have multiple of them doing those kind of things. And so yeah,
we talked about that this morning, and we talked about how, you know, they could have been very misunderstood because, you know, we've all been led to believe again that, you know, these witches, these spells were bad and this and that. And if you go back to the teachings of The Game of Life from 1925, she talks about the power of the spoken word. And so that's really, to me, that is really possibly what they were doing, is just the power of their spoken words together collectively. You know, there's more power in, you know, what does it say in the Bible? The more than one come together in my name kind of thing. And so there's more power in a group than there is of one. And I believe that is why about 11 years ago, the Divine had me open up a group on Facebook called Expanding to a Heart Filled with Light and Love. And also the Magic Manifestor Magicians Tribe, where we can get together and we can discuss things and talk about what we're discussing here right now. And to expand and to ascend into this newer, better world for all of us to live and to thrive within, because we are more powerful as a collective being and doing as that.
Stay tuned in for part 3 on our next video.